So we're on questions 3 and 4, and question number 3 is focusing on areas out of control. And when I started this last night before, everything got out of control, I thought I had a grasp on it, but that was all pretty surface level stuff, and I've had some time now to kind of focus on that. When the film went cut off, what I was saying was that up until a couple of months ago, I had spent several decades almost deaf. I had about 2/3 of the hearing in one ear and well less than 1/3 in the other. I had a lot of Charlie Brown's teacher kind of sounds in my head with communicating, but I had ways to work around that because, I still communicated. The story of that healing is interesting, and the two ladies who were surprised enough to be witnessing it still aren't sure exactly what happened and what they saw that day, but nobody was more surprised than me, I'll tell you. You go through most of your life hearing minimally in this physical world and finding ways to accommodate for that just to get along. When all of a sudden you can hear people across the room speaking about you and they find out you heard them, there's some explanations demanded. Not just to throw off the track that you heard them talking about you, but to kind of explain how come you didn't hear me before, but you hear me now. You know, standard logical kind of questions. But it was an uncomfortable conversation, I must admit. It was a couple months ago, and I wasn't very confident in what was going on in that moment. It was rather terrifying. And since then, I have no control over that which I hear in any manner, physical or spiritual, with any set of ears that I may be rotating through in that moment before I get the right ones. Before, all I had to do was turn my head, look away, close my eyes, and I didn't have to hear a thing. Actually, I could make a choice in the middle of speaking to somebody to just look down from their mouth to their neck or up to their forehead and didn't have to hear a word. They didn't know that. I can't do that anymore. It's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. Not just for me, but for people who have known me and learned how to live with that. You know, you have to be on this side. You have to speak at this tone. She has to be able to see you. Don't talk to her from behind. You know, things like that. It's also very startling hearing some of the things that I hear. I've lived around trains my entire life. Trains run right through my backyard all day long. I live on a port industrial area, and it's the same area in which I was born. Same area in which I